Jones made this fight we're going to see now at 12 stone 2 pounds. That's 2 pounds over the World Championship limit, which makes it, of course, a non-title fight. He's talked about moving up to fight Mike Tyson and even quitting the sport to play basketball, but he's still in the ring with the IBF title to his name, a title he took off James Toney. The 27-year-old is a powerful, muscular and very talented boxer. He's also got a perfect record, 30 contests, 30 wins, 26 of them inside the distance.
10 seconds to go, round number 6. Jones says, come on, Vinny, let's call it a day. That's going to be it. I think 29, that's over.
His opponent in this scheduled 10-rounder is Murky Sosa of the Dominican Republic. 30-year-old Sosa is tough, has a hard chin and is brave and determined. His record reads 32 fights, 26 wins, 22 of them by way of knockout, 4 losses and 2 draws. Roy Jones then against Murky Sosa from Madison Square Garden. Our commentary team, the very best in the business, is Reg Gutteridge and Jim Watt.
From the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden here in New York City, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white, and weighing in at 171 pounds. Originally from the Dominican Republic, but now fighting out of Brooklyn, New York. He brings an excellent record of 26 victories, 22 by KO, against 4 defeats with 2 draws, and he currently holds the NABF light heavyweight title not on the line tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing El Caramba Murky Sosa. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black and blue and weighing in at 171 pounds also. He comes to us from Pensacola, Florida. In 1988, he won an Olympic silver medal, but he should have won gold because he was voted the most outstanding fighter of the '88 Olympiad by his fellow fighters. His professional record, 30 victories without a loss, 26 by KO, and considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today. A 2-time world champion, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning super middleweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Well, certainly Murky Sosa is one of the toughest nuts I've ever seen in a grueling fight when he fought Prince Williams at the light heavyweight. He's had to come down in weight, Sosa, but this fellow's protected his championship by coming in 2 pounds over in a non-title fight. But I agree with Nigel Benn, not a bad judge, very modest of Nigel to say this is the best champion around, and he's quite right. But Sosa will give him a run for his money, Jim. He's a really hard nut.
Yeah, and Sosa's going through a good spell at the moment, boxing very well. Very solid puncher, as you can see by the amount of stoppage victories on his record. But Jones is just so special, you just never know, he makes real good fighters look ordinary at times.
Such fast, wicked hands and an appropriate dressing gown, isn't it? Black and blue, because that's what he does with opponents. Now there he is, working up the speed already in the opening minute. Might look as though he holds his head high, Jim, when he's throwing those punches, but he doesn't get nailed because he's swaying back from those punches.
Yeah, the main thing is when his chin's high, his eyes are looking straight back at his opponent, so he sees the punches coming. In lesser fighters, you would have to encourage him not to do that, but he gets away with it.
I'm not surprised it started like this. Sosa had to take the fight to him right at the off, try and impose a bit of strength on him if he can. There's no fitter fighter in the business than Roy Jones. His dad treated him like a Marine in a boot camp. Look at those punches. What salvos they come in there. So he almost uses the ropes to his advantage, Jones, doesn't he?
Yeah, Sosa's trying to use a little bit of the elbow, the forehead, just trying to do anything to mess this fellow about a little bit. holding now and hitting. I think it's going to be a rough night for Jones.
It looks it. New York referee Ken Zimmer has him framed.
Sosa standing a little bit square here, and that'll be to Jones's advantage. His feet are standing completely square. Oh, good left hook.
Well, that's the writing on the wall. That's his favourite punch, the left hook. Mind you, his right hand's good enough to knock most fighters out. He doesn't mess about.
The fact that Sosa's not throwing back proves that he's hurt here, because Sosa's a natural fighter. You can see his legs still looking a little bit shaky. That was a tremendous left hook. That's Sosa in bad shape.
That right hand he threw there, Jim, I mean, he could see it coming, but he still couldn't get out of the way of it, Sosa.
Sosa's legs still looking unsteady.
See, Jones is now, although he knows it's coming up the end of the round, he's having a little look at him a bit, say, well, I'll take my time with you, I'm enjoying this so far. Oh, just a little tap after the bell there to show there's a little bit of animosity crept in already. Packed crowd at Madison Square Garden, which is amazing for a non-title fight.
Sosa, te metiste de frente. No te metas. Camina con él por los lados. La mano tuya
The Dominican Republic chap, but he actually lives down the road here in Brooklyn.
Están llegando, las manos están llegando. Trata de no dejar de agarrar los brazos de él. Esa fue la práctica que hicimos ya. ¿Te acuerdas, Luciano?
Well, a little bit of bruising there, or swelling anyway. The ice pack's gone on a bit quickly. Have a look at it again.
And that was a blistering left hook from Jones. He doesn't have to set himself. Bang, perfect shot. And as soon as the punch landed, Sosa's legs began to disobey him. He had the good sense to start covering up here. Didn't try to punch back because he knew he was badly shaken. Did the right thing, got through the round.
So out for the second. What a start that was. I think the judges might just be a bit superfluous here. I don't really think it's a light heavyweight title fight at non-title fight at 12-2. 12-7 the light heavyweights.
And Sosa is throwing decent punches here, but Jones is blocking and slipping. He's got nothing home.
Doubling up that left hook, Jim. It's tremendous. Look at that. Right through the middle. Well, you know what it feels like to be in there to the viewers anyway. Jim does understand that, but our cameraman's almost in there with them.
But Jones's defence is so good. He takes nothing cleanly in the chin. Well, 10 out of 10 for courage as far as Sosa's concerned. Still coming forward, but no defence himself. This is suicidal.
All that boring in tactics there. He'll walk onto a punch doing that, Sosa. He's still a bit strong inside though, isn't he? He's a bit of a nuisance.
He's thrown decent punches, but Jones, that was one of the few that he took cleanly. But Jones always coming back with better. Well, this fella certainly commands respect. I mean, he's been shaken, but still not a backward step, still pushing Jones.
Oh, there he goes again. Just breathtaking when he lets punches go as quickly as that. And accurate. Well, I shouldn't hang your chin out if I were you, Murky. It's obviously rough and untidy. That's due mainly to Sosa's tactics and Jones trying to spoil a little bit with him. Oh dear. Well, it was so long, I'm amazed that went down, caught him on the chin. It's going to give him the mandatory count. In New York, you can actually give a standing count as well, Jim, under the rules, but that was an enforced count.
Still Sosa not bringing his hands up. You think he would tighten his defence on the floor with a perfect shot. These are vicious punches. Left hook,
he won't let go of him now, Jim. And he stopped it. in the sack, and he shoved the referee away. Oh dear, he's not trying to throw a punch at the referee. That's crazy. What do you think, Jim? I think it was just about in order to stop it there, wasn't he?
I think so. I mean, Sosa was blocking punches. He wasn't on the verge of being knocked out. He probably feels he was ready to come back with punches, but let's face it, he was being picked apart by Jones. He'd been on the floor, and you really have to throw punches to show a referee that you're still in the fight.
Well, he's probably arguing, why didn't you give me a standing count? Let's have another look at it. This is a knockdown punch, that long right hand.
See, Jones puts the right foot back behind, gets the leverage, clips him right in the chin. It wasn't a devastating punch, it was a good shot. But here, Sosa covering up, looking at the punches coming, but being picked apart. Really being picked apart.
And that's the moment where he gets in there, and look at this, shoves him off there, the referee. It looked as though he wanted to throw that right hand, it's just as well he didn't.
To me, he looked like he was hurt. He was getting hit with punches, and he wasn't coming back. To me, he wasn't going to continue.
Given his history of being able to take such a good punch, could you have called a standing 8 count at that point?
That's in our rules. I could have done that, yes.
Did it cross your mind?
No.
You just thought that
I thought he was going to get hurt.
The official time, 2 minutes, 36
Well, there's
seconds.
the timing then. And obviously this fella could reign for a long time, but let's hope he does get it on with Nigel Benn. What a fight that would be.
Roy Jones Jr.